Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Saturday. It is 1st of November. It is Kartika Masa, Damodara Masa, Sukla Paksham, Ekadasi Tithi, and also the first day of Bhishma Panchaka. So there are a few events. So the first event is the Ekadasi Ratha. Today is Uttana Ekadasi. And also the second thing is the Bhishma Panchaka. And third event is disappearance day of Srila Gauri Kishore Dasa Babaji. Okay, these are the three events. And also fasting, if anyone is not following the Bhishma Panchaka, so, and just they wanted to observe only the fasting for Gaur Kishore Dasa Babaji until afternoon. Whoever is following Ekadasi, so according to the level of fasting, completely fasting from everything, water also. That is first level. Second level is water and some fruits. There are other levels of fasting. So that are in combination of Bhishma Panchaka fastings and also usual fasting. They're combined together. We will see those things. So from the Ekadasi Vrata, we go one by one. Can I request Samhita Mataji? It's a long one, but I request just to cut off wherever it is required according to your own. What you feel, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
It has Uttana Ekadashi. It has 4 names: Hari Bodhini, Prabodhini, Devothani, Uttana Ekadashi, and it is the second Ekadashi, Kartik Shukla, light fortnight in the month of Kartik. Lord Brahma said to Narad Muni, dear son, O best of sages, I shall narrate to you the glories of the Hari Bodhini Ekadashi, which eradicates all kinds of sins and bestows great merit and ultimately liberation upon the wise persons who surrender unto the Supreme Lord. O best of Brahmanas, the merits acquired by bathing in the Ganges remain significant only as long as Haribodhini Ekadashi does not come. This Ekadashi, which occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Kartik, is much more purifying than bathe in the ocean, at a place of pilgrimage, or in a lake. This secret Ekadashi is more powerful in nullifying sins than 1,000 Ashwamedha sacrifices and 100 Rajasuya sacrifices. Narad Muni inquired, O father, please describe the relative merits of fasting completely on Ekadashi, eating supper without grains and beans, or eating once at midday without grains or beans. Lord Brahma replied, if a person eats once at midday on Ekadashi, the sins of his previous births are erased. If he eats supper, the sins acquired during the previous 2 births are erased, and if he fasts completely, the sins accumulated during his previous 7 births are eradicated. O son, whatever is only rarely achieved within the 3 worlds is obtained by him who strictly observes Haribodhani Ekadashi. A person whose sins equals Mount Sumeru in volume C, them all reduced to nothing if he simply fast on Papa Harini Ekadashi, another name of Haribodhani Ekadashi. The sins of a person has accumulated over 1,000 previous births are burned to ashes if he not only fasts but remains awake throughout Ekadashi nights, just as a mountain of cotton can be burned to ashes if one lights a small fire in it. O Narada, a person who strictly observes this fast achieves the result I have mentioned. Even if one does a small amount of pious activity on this day, following the rules and regulations, one will earn the merit of Mount Sumeru in volumes. However, a person who does not follow the rules and regulations given in the scriptures may perform pious activities equal to Mount Sumeru in volume, but he will not earn even a small amount of merit. One who does not chant the Gayatri Mantra 3 times a day, who disregards fast days, who does not believe in God, who criticizes the Vedic scriptures, who thinks Vedas bring only ruinations to one, who follows their injunctions, who enjoys another's wife, who is utterly foolish and wicked, who does not appreciate any service that has been rendered to him, or who cheats others. Such a sinful person can never perform any religious activity effectively. But be a, be he a Brahmana or a Shudra, whoever tries to enjoy another man's wife, particularly the wife of twice born Brahman, is said to be no better than a dog eater. Um, O best of sages, any Brahmana who enjoys sex with a widow or a Brahmana lady married to another man brings ruin to himself and to his family. Any Brahman who enjoys illicit sex will have no children in his next life, and any past merit he has earned is ruined. Indeed, if such a person displays any arrogance towards a twice born Brahmana or a spiritual master, he loses all his spiritual advancement immediately, as well as his wealth and children. Mm, these three kind of men will ruin their acquired wealth. He whose character is immoral, he who has sex with wife of a dog eater, and he who appreciates the association of rogues. Whoever associates with sinful persons and visits their homes without a spiritual purpose will go directly to the abode of Lord Yamraj, the superintendent of death. And if someone eats in such a home, he acquired merit. His acquired merit is destroyed, along with his fame, duration of life, children, and happiness. Uh, Any sinful rascal who insults a saintly person soon loses his religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification, and he at last burn in the fire of hell. Anyone who likes to offend saintly persons and who do not interrupt someone who is insulting saintly persons is considered no better than as such a wicked man sees his dynasty destroyed before his very eyes. A person whose character is unclean, who is a rogue or a swindler, and who always finds faults with others, do not achieve her destination after death. And if he gives charity generously or performs other pious deed, therefore, one should refrain from performing inauspicious acts and perform only pious acts, by which one will acquire merit and avoid suffering. However, the sins of one who, after due consideration, decides to fast on Hari Bodhini Ekadashi are erased from 100 previous lives, and whoever fast remains. We have read this part, so yeah, we can pass it. O Narada, even one who has committed the heinous sin of killing a Brahmana is freed from all stains of his character by faster on Hari Bodhini Ekadashi and remain awake at the night. And this part also, merit that cannot be won by bathing in all pilgrimage, performing a horse sacrifice or giving cows and goals, fertile land in charity can easily be achieved by fasting on this holy day and remaining awake throughout the night. Mm. All places of pilgrimage in the three worlds at once come to reside in the house of a person who fasts on Ekadashi. Therefore, to please the Lord, who holds disc in his hand, who should give up all engagement, surrender, and observe this Ekadashi fast. One who fasts on this Ekadasi day is acknowledged as a wise man, a true yogi, ascetic, and a man whose senses are truly under control. He alone enjoys this world properly, and he will certainly achieve liberation. This Ekadasi is very dear to Lord Vishnu, and thus it is the very essence of religiosity. Even one observance of it bestows the topmost reward in all three worlds. Mm. O Naradji, one who fasts on this Ekadasi will definitely not enter a womb again, and thus faithful devotees of Lord of Supreme Godhead give up all varieties of religion and simply surrender to fasting on this Ekadashi. Mm, we have some part of this is already covered. This Ekadashi fast pleases Lord Janardhan so much that he takes the person take the person who observes it back to his abode, and while going there, the devotees illuminates then ten universal directions. Whoever decides beauty and happiness should try to honor Haribodhini Ekadashi, especially if it falls on Dwadashi. The sins of one's past 100 births are committed during childhood, youth, and old age. Um, in all those pastimes, wherever the sins, I think we have covered this now. Nothing is unobtainable.
But it
Yeah,
seems as if
okay,
they
yeah,
mostly
okay, yeah,
repeated
repeating,
what
yeah,
I said.
Prabhu, yeah. Cooked mm, pastimes.
Mm. This is also
So,
similar
O
thing.
Narada, during the month of Kartik, one should give up all kinds of ordinary activities. Devotees devote one's full time and energy, especially while fasting and discussing transcendental pastimes of Lord Supreme of the Supreme Lord. Glorification, yeah, we have done. Such glorification of Sri Hari on this day is so dear to Lord. Ekadashi liberates 100 previous generations. We have read this. He who hears the wonderful narrations concerning Lord Vishnu, particularly during the month of Kartik, automatically earns the same merit at, as that bestows upon someone who donates 100 cows. Great sage person who chants the glories of Lord Hari on Ekadashi achieves the merit earned by donating 7 islands. Mm, Lord Brahma replied, O son, a person who wants to observe this Ekadashi should rise early in the morning during the Brahma Muhurta hour, 1 hour, uh, an hour and a half before sunrise until 50 minutes before sunrise. He then cleaned his teeth and bathed in a lake, river, pond, or well, or his own home, as the situation warrants. After worshipping Lord Shri Keshava, he should listen carefully to the sacred descriptions of the Lord. He should pray to the Lord thus: O Lord Keshava, I shall fast on this day, sorry, who is so dear to you, and tomorrow I shall honor you, sacred Prasadam. O lotus oiled Lord, O infallible one, you are my only shelter, kindly protect me. Having spoken this solemn prayer before the Lord with great love and devotion, one should fast carefully. O Narad, remaining awake, I think we have covered this. Yeah. mm, On Haribodhini Ekadashi,
Maybe we can
one should worship the Lord with camphor fruits, aromatic flowers, especially with yellow agaru flower. Mm, Charity part in my brain. Even Lord Indra joins his palm and offers his obeisances to a devotee who worships Lord Janardhan with first class Agastya flowers on this day. Mm, this the Supreme Lord Hari is very pleased, and when he is decorated with nice Agastya flowers. Mm, O Narada, I give liberation to one who devotedly worships Lord Krishna on this Ekadashi in the month of Kartik with leaves of the bale tree. The one who worships Lord Janardana with fresh tulsi leaves of fragrant flowers during this month. O son, I personally burn to ashes all sins he has committed for the 10,000th birth. Mm,
I think there's everything is there is a long
yes,
lot of
Prabhu, yeah, we can.
can skip all these things.
Chatur, there was some mention of Chaturmash before this, Prabhu, last paragraph. Uh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
maybe we can read it. O king, Oh yeah, on this Ekadashi Chaturmasya ends. So whatever one gave up during Chaturmasya should now be donated to Brahmanas. One should follow this process of Chaturmasya. One who follows this process of Chaturmasya receives unlimited merit, O King of Kings, and goes to the abode of Lord Vasudeva after death. O King, anyone who observes the complete Chaturmasya without a break attains eternal happiness and does not receive another birth. But if someone breaks the fast, he becomes either a blind or a leper. Mm, we can carry on later, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Kadash Maharaj ki jai. Jai.
Jai. Okay, so that is again there is for some prabodhini uposya eva na garbhe vishate naraha sarva dharman parityajya tasmat kurvita naradha. So that who perform this ekadasi, they do not take birth again. Okay, from the Skanda Purana, and also there is further more from the references. Okay, so this is just a very long one. Okay, that is from ekadasi perspective. And there is a Bhishma Panchaka, which is starting from today, which is severe austerities to be performed in the last 5 days of Kartika Masa. Very important for, and again, it is very, this Padma Purana say that one pleases the Lord and makes spiritual advancement by such austerities. Like Bhishma Dev has followed those rules. Bhishma means very severe austerity. Wow, strong wow. Okay, so here in this last 5 days, some kind of vrata is also is here. Best way is to observe Kartika vrata is to abstain from eating grains for the whole month and to take only milk or water for the last 5 days. If one eats grains during the month, he should avoid them for the last 5 days. Also, one should only eat once a day. This is the proper procedure for strict adherence. So this one mentioned like uh, this 5 day fast is difficult for those people who are not serious in bhakti. If someone observes this fast, he considered to have observed all other fasts because it is greatly meritorious and frees one from great sins. Therefore, one should take great endeavor to fast on these last 5 days of Bhishma Panchaka. Okay. Okay, so it starts today and then ends on the Wednesday. That is from here, and there are glories of this Ekadasi again. It is unlimited. So that is what we in a summarily we can say that one. So this is again Brahma Kand. It describes in the month of Kartika, which is very dear to Sri Hari. One who bathes early in the morning attains the merit of bathing in all places of pilgrimage. Anybody who offers the Lord ghee lamp in the month of Kartika. So this is O Brahmana becomes free from all kinds of sin, such as killing Brahmana, and he goes to the abode of Lord Hari. Okay, this is further again some other scriptures from the scriptural references. Okay, there are innumerable of those things about the last 5 days of Kartika Masa. And how to fast is there are various levels of fasting. So in the type 1 fasting, the first day it is cow dung. It is not that internal consumption, it is the purificatory purposes. So it is not, I have not seen anyone performing this one. There may be few things, but in the Panchagavya, a tiny bit portion of cow dung is used, a tiny bit of gomutra is also used, and milk yogurt in the Panchagavya. That but it is not directly one can eat cow dung. So that is to be not a literal meaning. Similarly, cow urine. We can take a few drops of cow urine and mix with water or something. We can consume. Okay, and this cow milk and cow yogurt. It is type 1. Sometimes it may be in other way one can take milk and just water, those milk and fruits. That's all. That is what I understand. But one can go according to, and type 2, which is practical for most of the households. So take fruits and roots with lots of seed. Lots of seed should be avoided, like guava and pomegranate. Boiled potatoes, raw banana, and sweet potato can be taken. You can use the sea salt for taste, and cashew nuts, raisins, dates can be taken. Milk products to be avoided. In the type 2, milk products are to be like the cheese, ghee, and then paneer, such kind of things also to be avoided it. The eat up with the type 2. Okay, type 3 is if we can't follow level 2, one can take Havisha. Havisha is again there further how to make with rice and moong dal, something like that. This Dinasreshta Mataji has shared in the group. Okay, that is from the Bhishma Panchaka. And after performing these things, and the last day, one can offer the Tarpana to Bhishma Deva, and offering Tarpana, Arghya, and Pranam to the Bhishma Deva. Okay, so these are the mantras are given, and this. Okay, so this is again by following these days of Bhishma Panchaka fasting, one gets benefits of all the 4 Chaturmasa fasting if one had been unable to follow the same. So that is from the Bhishma Panchaka. And coming to the Gauri Kishore Dasa Babaji disappearance day. So it is fasting until afternoon. So there is a mantra is Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambhara Padambhujaya Te Namaha. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto Gauri Kishoradasa Babaji Maharaja, the spiritual master of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is renunciation personified. He is always measured in a feeling of separation and intense love of Krishna. Candy. So from the Prabhupada's letter, yes, there are examples of Krishna conscious persons whose worship was a solitary life, and the greatest example is Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur used to live only in a cave sometimes and would spend his whole time in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Similarly, Gaurikishore Das Babaji, the spiritual master of my Guru Maharaj, would chant alone in a solitary place, so not to be bothered by anyone in his meditation on Krishna. But these great personalities are not to be imitated. If we artificially imitate out of some negative feeling or out of desire for adoration as a saintly person, it will not be very beneficial. Okay, further pastimes are also included in the WhatsApp group about Gauri Kishore Das Babaji. Okay, these are the events from the events perspective. Okay, we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vidura is inquiring questions about the universe and its dimensions and how this progeny has expanded in this universe. And he was thinking that in this world, like that father and mother, and then their children, they got expanded in such a way. Vidura was thinking, and he wanted to know more about those details, starting from Swayam Bhumanu, like that. यत्र पुत्रेश पौत्रेश नतृभिः सह गोत्रजैः प्रजाविचित्राकृतया आसन् याभिः इदं ततं प्रजापतीनां सपतिः चक्षु चक्लुपे कान् प्रजापतीन् सर्गंशैव अनुसर्गांशा मनुर्मन्वन्तरादिपान्. So here Vidura is very interested to know all about these things, different planets and the rulers of those planets and Manus and Manvantaras, like that. And also he wanted to know the planets and especially the Earth planet, upper planetary systems, bottom planetary systems, and their dimensions. उपरि अधश्च ये लोक भूमेः मित्रात्मज आसते तेषां संस्थं प्रमाणं च भूलोकस्य च वर्णय. Please explain all these things to me, and especially the measurement of the Earth planet. उपरि अधश्च ये लोक भूमेः मित्रात्मज आसते तेषां संस्थं प्रमाणं च भूलोकस्य वर्णय. After saying that, he is inquiring further questions. What else he wanted to know about animal beings and human beings, and also demigods and the snakes, the birds, and then um, which are the living entities born from the womb, living entities born from the eggs, living entities born from the sweat, likewise, and living entities born from the earth. So different kinds of living entities. He wanted to know more detail. That Vidura is inquiring from Maitreya Rishi. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 7, verse number 27. तिर्यक् मनुष्यदेवानां सरीसृपपतत्रिणां वदनः संयोहं गार्भस्वेदद्विजोद्भिदाम् Tiryak Manusha Devanam. Tiryak is the subhuman or the living. Tiryak, the spinal cord is parallel to the earth. These are called Tiryak living entities. The cows, cats, dogs, these are all Tiryak. Tiryak, Manusha, human beings, Devanam of the superhuman beings or demigods. And Sarisrupa, the reptiles, and Patatrinam of the birds, which have got the wings to fly. Patatrinam. And Vadanaha kindly describes unto me Vadanaha Sarga Samyoham. And this is how these generations took place, specific divisions, Samyoham, Garbha Sweda Dvija Udbidam. And living entities, what are the specific divisions? Living entities born out the embryo. This is Garbha, embryonic, and Shveda from the perspiration, and Dvija, twice born from they are born from the eggs, and Udbidam of the plants. So many of they are born from the earth directly of the plants. So he wanted to know all these things. Tiryak Manusha Devanam Sarisrupa Patitrinam Vadanaha Sarga Samyoham Garbha Sveda Dvijo Udbidam. Translation. So also please describe the living beings under the different classifications: subhumans, humans, those born of the embryo, those born of the perspiration, those who are twice born, birds, and the plants and vegetables. Kindly describe their generations and subdivisions also. Likewise, with rise inquiring. There is no purport for this. Whenever Dhruv Maharaj was seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead after his meditation, he glorifies the Lord. Say that, oh mighty Lord, I have got the understanding of all the living entities. That Tiryak, so whatever here, Tiryak Manusha, Tiryak demigods, and also snakes and everything, Parichitam, and I know all of these things. But the form which I am seeing here, Rupam Stavishtam Majite Mahadadhanekam Natah Param Paramavedhina Yatravadaha. The form of yours is not one of this material world. There is no argument about it. Likewise, Dhruv Maharaj says to the Supreme Lord. So here, Vidura wanted to know all about the understanding of the living entities of this material world, how they have born. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam Jai. Tiryek Manushya Devanam Sarisrupa Patatrinam Vadanaha Sarga Sampyoham Garbha Sveda Dvijodbhidam. Okay, we are at 7 o'clock. Time for Dhammadras to come by Supriya Gopi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, when you are ready. And dear devotees, if you are doing ghee lamp offerings, kindly turn on the videos, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm just going to sing the Damodar Ashtakam. So Yeah, I'm not going offering the ghee lamp right now. So yeah,
Yes, Mataji.
I'll just start now.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Is anyone going to repeat Prabhu like how it is?
No, Mataji. So you can go on with your
Okay.
workflow, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुकलादवमानम् परामृष्टमद्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या यशोदाभियोलुकलादवमानम् परामृष्टमद्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तम् कराम्बुजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तम् कराम्बुजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेकाङ्ककण्ठ सीताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबाधम् मुहुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेकाङ्ककण्ठ सीताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबाधम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषितानीषु भक्तजितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्थं शतावृत्ति वन्दे तदीयेषितानीषु भक्तजितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्थं शतावृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षस्वदिम्बा न चान्यं व्रणेऽहं वरे शतपीह वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षस्वदिम्बा न चान्यं व्रणेऽहं वरे शतपीह इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्य वीरास्तं किं मन्ये इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्य वीरास्तं किं मन्ये इदं ते मूकाम्बोजमद्यन्तनीलैर्भृतं कुण्ठलैस्निग्धरक्तशगोप्या इदं ते मूकाम्बोजमद्यन्तनीलैर्भृतं कुण्ठलैस्निग्धरक्तशगोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्ताम् आलं लक्षलभै मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्या विरस्ताम् आलं लक्षलभै नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमग्नम् नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिविष्याति दीनं बतानु गृहानिशमामाज्नम् एद्यक्षिदृश्या कृपादृष्टिवृष्याति दीनं बतानु गृहानिशमाम् आज्ञम् एदक्षिदृश्या कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वात् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वात् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्ये प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्ये प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमस्ते सुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं 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 नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे श्री श्री दामोदर देव भगवान की जय
Jai. Very beautiful, Mataji. Thank you. Would you like to read the translation, Mataji, please?
Yes, I can read, Prabhu. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who I, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with three lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To the Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon, which may be obtained by executing the nine processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopal in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus feet, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Lord, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, please be pleased upon me by showering your glance and mercy, showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool, which is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva, and Nala were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Shri Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki
Sure.
jai. Thank you, Mataji, for beautifully singing the Kirtan and also reading the translations. And
Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhu. I'm so happy that I got this opportunity. Thank you very much. And thank you, all of you, for listening patiently. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji. And thank you, David Mataji, for kindly offering Gilam offerings and turning on the video. Thank you so much. Okay, that is Damodarastakam. She'll be back to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Bhagavan, December 18th, 1970, Surat. Okay, can I request Sanchita Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My dear Bhagavan Das, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letters November 30th and December 3rd and have noted the contents. I have not received the two set of slides mentioned in your letter. Yes, I have heard of your plan to open a branch in Trinidad. That will be very nice. And the selected members are approved by me. The more we open branches, the more I feel encouraged. These branches are like the oasis in a vast desert. In the desert, there is no water, but occasionally, if one is fortunate, he may come in contact with an oasis and he is saved. Similarly, in this material world, we are drying up due to the lack of spiritual knowledge. Our ISKCON centers are meant to give relief and to the dried up conditioned souls who are searching for the nectar of joyful life. So I request you and all the other ISKCON members of ISKCON to flood the world with Krishna consciousness centers and realize the prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as many towns and villages. Are there, my name will be known. Yes, there will be possibility to help from the influential men to open a big branch in London. Our literature are unique in the world, and we want to introduce our philosophy in learned circles. So, your report of library distribution is good news for me. Keep trying to place my books in auspicious places such as libraries, universities, clubs, etc. And someday the world will realize and appreciate this transcendental literature. Everyone is asking me to stay at the temple when I return. So I think I shall have to expand. What do you think? Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher is Bhaktivedanta Swami. Shri Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mataji.
very nice and sweet, small and sweet letter. Prabhupada is, I mean, now focusing on opening as many branches as possible. He has, after establishing the Krishna consciousness movement so firmly in the West and in London, two main continents like Europe and America. Now he wants, as he has empowered his devotees so that they can um, open temples. So he's happy that a branch will be open in Trinidad, and the members who and as they're progressing there also, his disciples are getting so expert in choosing that who are the members who can help them to open the branches. And because Prabhupada is traveling all the time, so he has straightforward approved of that. And what he's saying, like this beautiful line, that these temples, I mean, he feels so encouraged, like when more and more branches are opened and his disciples are able to operate on their own, in that, like, that through the logistics of opening, of course, spiritual lot of spiritual power is needed, but the logistics of opening the temple, they're doing that, they're taking the decisions on their own. Prabhupada is very happy about that. And um, the best part is, like, he was so ahead of his time, because he always said, like, these branches or temples, whether it's bhakti center or temples, they are oasis in the vast desert. Like, and he's comparing it, the analogy is so nice, that in desert we don't have any water, um, but only the fortunate ones, they who get water in the desert, they are saved. Similarly, in this material world, we are just drying up, like, as comparing this material with world with as desert, because we do not have spiritual knowledge. So our ISKCON centers, they are giving relief to these conditioned souls who are searching for the nectar of joyful life. So as many as the movement spreads, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, like, every town and village, his holy name is spread, and more people take into Krishna consciousness. In this respect, these branches, people, we see, like, in especially in these foreign countries, people come from so far away. In India, we might not understand this, because in every town and village there are temples, some kind of temple is there. So people might not be able to link with this, but here we see, like, in manner also, people come from so far, Birmingham and even further away, traveling all that just to have darshan and um, associate with the transcendental knowledge also. So many people take up courses, online courses from the school of bhakti, understand the knowledge. That's what it's not about, like, ritualistic coming to temple, only have darshan, have prasadam. Of course, that's the seed. That's where bhakti begins. But after that, what Prabhupada wants is like he's in later he's saying that try to circulate this philosophy to the learned circles, because he understands that he has always wanted. In our previous letters also we have read that in universities, libraries, clubs, so that the learned circle, because he considers the intellectuals, like if they only have mundane knowledge and so much materialistic knowledge, but when these people try to understand the philosophy, they can be preachers, and then the movement can spread fast. So and one this last line, when Prabhupada says the one key, if you place my books in these places, then one day the world will realize and appreciate this transcendental literature. So that's how, like, after so many years of, and Prabhupada said, like, I will never die, I'll be always alive through my books. So, now the world slowly, like earlier when Prabhupada was there, he opened 108 temples. Now we have nearly 1,000 temples all around the world. Every month, every day, like we have seeing more Rath Yatras, more temples, more book distribution. So we see his, so more people are being influenced, and they're taking up Krishna consciousness. So that is the main thing. When we went this week, when we went to, Manor for the Mangal Aarti, we met a Prabhu. He used to work in Google. I think Achyut Anand Prabhu, I think he's called. He left his job at Google. He went to IIT, and then he's quite learned, and he's very young, like 24, 25 years old, and he worked in Google for 1 year, and immediately he renounced everything. He's taking the saffron robe, and he's practicing there. Like when Amoga Prabhu shows this, our temple darshan at Manor, he's very tall and very slim and thin, and normally he plays the mridangam. So we were speaking to that Prabhu, and he said on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, he's going to Cambridge to preach. So we see like what Prabhupada wanted, like intellectuals to come in the movement and go and preach. So we were asking, like, Prabhu, how is this going? So he said it's very difficult to spread the movement in more white area, like in Cambridge, the more intellectuals, and we being like brown skinned, it's very difficult to spread it there. We had read letters before, like where Prabhupada wanted temples in Oxford and Cambridge because they're more intellectuals, but like it's more than 50 years, but still the journey is continuing to get temples there. So it's not easy, but we still have to keep doing. But like when Prabhu said, like, we are brown skin, we cannot convince people, then we have to then understand that how empowered Prabhupada was, like how empowered he was, that even being brown skinned, even at the age of 70, traveling after 2 heart attacks, and still managing to do in those 11 years, like inconceivable, like what he has done. So all glories to his service, like we cannot just fathom. And the more we try to understand, we just drown, like what he could do, only because he was a Shaktaves avatar, he was an incarnation himself. He could do that humanly, with like, it is very, very difficult. So yeah. And then finally he is like making a fun like that, because he's saying that and everybody, all the disciples, when they want Prabhupada to come and stay at their temple. So Prabhupada is saying that everybody wants that. So I think I have to expand. What do you think? Because he can understand that everybody loves him, like, and then they want him, his association, his physical association. So yeah, Prabhu, that's Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji. So that's Prabhupada's deities are in each and every temple. He expanded already and expanding further. Very beautiful.
Yeah, that's a very nice way of saying Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees? So, Priya Mataji, wanted to share anything?
Oh, Prabhu, yeah, well, Sanchita Mataji has said, so yeah, that's fine. Just he was saying the prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that was, it caught my attention basically. Like, yeah, he was predicting, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is predicting that the golden age is going to come, and then people will be chanting the names of Krishna everywhere, white skinned, brown skinned, west, east, everywhere. Yeah, that's really interesting. And we can see in reality that many ISKCON temples are coming up. That's a very good thing. I can see in India also, like so many ISKCON temples are there. So yeah, but currently the white people are lesser because more Indians are. Yeah, I don't know. That it's becoming very difficult nowadays to preach to the people, white, especially with the white skins, and because the philosophy is so deep to understand, and it is also very difficult. Where these people don't have any concept of God, like they lack the concept of God, or they don't believe God is existing. So it's become so difficult. Like we need to change the preaching strategy as well according to them. That's another thing. So yeah, it's a very beautiful letter. Like, yeah. Thank you, Babu.
Thank you, Mataji. So Prabhupada used to say, purity is the force. It doesn't matter whether the opposite person is good or not, whether he is philosophical, whether he is a dog eater, a chandala, or yavan, or mlecha. It doesn't matter. As long as we keep ourselves pure, you can enlighten anyone. This is again, Sukadeva Goswami describes that one. आभीरशुम्भयवनः कसदयः ये नीच पापा यदपाश्रयाश्रयाः शुद्धिं तस्मै प्रभु विष्णुवे नमः. So anyone who come in contact with a pure devotee, they will be purified. In order to do that, we need to be very pure, without any. So we can change one person change the entire world. Srila Prabhupada with his purity and his preaching. But before the strategies, so here purity is very, very important. One has to perform austerities and penances and completely devoted to the Lord, nothing else, no more personal. Okay, that is the devotee is always inclined towards other living to spread Krishna consciousness, to fulfill Krishna's unlimited desires. Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes. As Mataji was saying, like this has, I mean, whatever you are saying is correct, but ISKCON is realizing, like, in India, now that what Prabhupada has done in the West, because Indians, they always like to follow the West and is spreading so quickly, but in the West, it's not happening. So ISKCON, I mean, GBC is like concerned. So now they have appointed Radhesham Prabhu is one of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj's disciple, senior disciple, because he is like quite pure and very knowledgeable. So he has been given a post. I exactly do not remember his post, to come and preach in the West, because in the West, it's people are not taking in the manner. Also, when we go, it's like more Indians have not white body is so I mean decreasing. So, but like Prabhupada, sorry, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message was like Prithivite আছে যত নগরাদি গ্রাম সর্বত্র প্রচার হইবে মোর নাম. So, but of course it's spreading across, but it should. I mean, the amount of consumerism people are getting engrossed in. I mean, so much of nonsense they show and all this now with the AI and everything. I mean, so much people are consuming the nonsense. So because as Kali Yuga is progressing, people are become like more contaminated, and we are not as empowered as Prabhupada. So the preaching is becoming more difficult. So that is a very big concern. Like wherever you go, even we hear Maharaj is speaking, they're saying the same thing what Mataji was repeating. I'm repeating the same thing. It's I mean, though we, I mean I mean we're trying to purify, but somehow it's like if we weigh on a weighing scale, the scale at the rate at which we can purify ourselves, I mean, being grihasthas, it's even more difficult. And the rate at which Kali Yuga is progressing, with especially in the age of, I mean, internet is, I mean, Kali Yuga now is internet. Like they're consuming so much of nonsense and everything that our convincing power is somehow failing. So yeah, um, there lies a big, like it's again. Black hole is being created. So, I mean, GBC, we see like in the concerns in the upper circle. So it's not easy. Yeah.
Even the
Yeah.
devotees are not able to practice fully, like, I mean, we are all just neophytes. Like, I mean, Prabhupada is a Nitya Siddha, but we are not at in that stage, right? Like, I mean, we are just practicing devotees, or you are just a beginner, like kind of, yeah.
Exactly,
So,
Mataji.
so
Because when
it's,
we read, yeah, Mataji, carry on.
yeah, he's Shakti Avesha Avatar, as you were mentioning. So only he can do, like, personalities like him can do, like. And also I was seeing that many other branches are also coming up from different things, like, some Indians are also like get deviated to different, not with the ISKCON but with the some other, but they are also following Radha Krishna, but they are of different branch, like kind of thing. So that is also coming up, like even in India, if you see, like there are different, yeah. So it becomes a little difficult. At the end of the day, at least they are following the Radha and Krishna, and then each soul is meant to follow some path, but there is some, but towards the goal, like Radha Krishna. Of course, Radha and Krishna, if we follow, then they are going in the right path. But there are the upper sampradayas and different things as well. So we don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a big. I don't know how the preachers are going to manage all these things. Yeah, it's just my thought. Yesterday it caught my attention when I was seeing many other branches, like, I don't want to mention, but there are a few others that they come to ISKCON and then they just deviate to another path. So that's another thing. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so the things, things will be like that. We need to be encouraged by our activity, by our austerities, our penances, by the philosophy as Prabhupada was taking the mood of Srila Prabhupada. If we keep continuing, when Prabhupada was spreading Krishna consciousness, he was with so many people, and then initially it was hard, and his number of phases he went through all these forces, and then met few people, and then he used to speak to very few devotees, and then preparing prasadam, offering them. Gradually, because of the purity, other people were attracted to Srila Prabhupada, new devotees, and then gradually, because he was keep doing that one, and then on one day, so other devotees they came in aid to support Srila Prabhupada's movement, and gradually it expanded into further. So when Prabhupada, there are so many letters. If we see how many letters are there, at least we have passed more than 1,000 letters so far in the last few years. So we have seen so many of these disciples of Srila Prabhupada, the sannyasis who have taken initiation from different countries. So they're all different devotees, but in numbers we can count those devotees. If one preaching center means there are hardly 3 or 4 devotees of main, but there are other devotees like doing the deity worship and other devotees. But so many other people will come and take prasadam and hear and then they will go. But because it is constantly staying there, that's why it is surviving throughout the world. Few devotees, not everyone are of the same nature, but who have completely dedicated to Srila Prabhupada's movement without taking any other alternatives like uh, taking their jobs, working for someone else. Still, they're grihasthas, but completely devoted to this Krishna consciousness movement. But in our day-to-day life, we work for maintenance of our family, and we also do Krishna consciousness movement as much as possible. But this mode is little bit of uh, it's a less strength, I would say, less strength in the sense our energy is being diverted mostly to maintain the family because without paying the bills, it is very hard to survive. So there is a strength that is a little less strength. So different reflections. Thank you, Mataji, for kindly explaining. Any other comments?
Yes, Prabhu. We we have to understand, like when Prabhupada came, he, as we always mention, he was a Saktives avatar. So all the people who joined then, they were his parshad. Like it was a pastime arranged by Lord, and so all those who joined, like all the intellectuals or even. Like Jan and the Prabhu, like I mean, he was a gone to university and still being a taxi driver. So all these, in today's day and age, it's so it was. We have to understand that it was a leela. Like wherever Krishna went, all his parshad went. So it was something like that. But during this time, like for example, the temple in Watford Manor, out just outside the manor, all it's surrounded by white people. Yeah, so there are not only grihasas, there are like we have Keshav Maharaj, like sannyasis and the brown, like brahmachari. I mean the Saffron Road brahmacharis and all. So it's there. I mean what you're saying, like we are grihastas and we are our, and that's very true that our energy, as Kali Yuga progressed. I mean it has been predicted only that religion will diminish. So we can see that process is like kind of starting in the way, like that manor is surrounded by all white people. But if like when we do Krishna class, Rath Yatra, earlier they allowed us to go take a parikrama of the whole temple, like George Harrison Garden and all that, doing Mahamantra chanting. Nowadays, even at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we are doing. It's not like somebody's, disturbing sleep or anything. It's not Mangalarti time. But then also, Yogi Prabhu has said, no, neighbors don't like it. They get angry. They complain to the council. So you're not allowed. So even in the manner with the Rath Yatra, you're doing and circle in your own compound. But because the neighbors don't like it, and we have like 200 children chanting and singing, it's not allowed. So they are hearing it, like they can, some we see some, there is a park in the temple. We see white people, they come with their dog, they come with their children to play in the park and go away. So some days they must come in the festival, they get some prasadam, but they're not getting. I mean we hardly see, I mean hardly any white people from the neighborhood who are taking this movement. So I mean taking initiation is like very long process, even like coming and joining or even volunteering, even for festivals, if you see so many, so less. So it's very 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 difficult. I mean it's I mean yeah, that's what. And yeah, I was going to, when Mataji was saying, I was sorry trying to interrupt, but just add one thing, that when Mataji was saying we are neophyte, in the sense that, when Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami, he says like, those who are initiated and just like we who are not initiated, we are like nothing, like speck of dust maybe, but who are initiated and trying to chant and regulative, keep the vows and follow the principles, they are called neophytes. So Kanishta Adhikari, they are called neophytes in that way. So I think verse 4 or 5, 5, 5 or 4, something I can't remember, but like that. In the, I mean, in the purport, Prabhupada says that. So, so if we say, consider like so many people are taking Krishna consciousness, but still in the stage of neophytes, we have less Maharaj or less, I mean, so it's difficult to spread. I mean, of course, Indians now they're understanding, now they're taking Krishna consciousness, which is a very good sign. But in the West, I mean, like, unless we have an empowered soul, it's difficult now. So, as I said, Radhesham Prabhu has been assigned. Let's see if he can engage and spread the mission. Even America, you see the temples, mostly Indians. Amarendra Prabhu, he has been trying for so many years. He's been like, last 10 years he's there, but we still don't see white devotees coming. Of course, I mean, we should not be discriminating as like white and brown and all that. But as the mission Prabhupada, because we see in manner when Keshav Maharaj and they say that when we go for book distribution, they say try to influence the white bodied. So somehow we understand, like from his words, that there is a I mean, like target to like reach them, but we are failing. So yeah, that's like the bottom line. And every year we hear the same message, like whoever is there in book distribution, they say the same thing, try to reach white people bodied. So yeah.
Yeah,
Hare
it's
Krishna.
text 5, I think you were mentioning about the different
Yeah, text
chapters.
5 na?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that is
Is
yeah, Prabhupada's purport, it says like, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but neophyte means not just like there are different degrees of neophytes as well. Not there are advanced neophytes, less advanced. So this chapter
Yeah,
is all
Prabhu,
about that one. Yeah.
I think Amoga Prabhu, it was up there, like if you just go, Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received Harinam initiation from spiritual master and trying to chant the holy name. One should respect such person within the mind as a Kanishta Vaishnava. So maybe because, of course, I understand this in a way that, when Prabhupada started the movement in the West, and only after, if he sees some sincerity and seriousness, then he used to give initiation, because initiation process like today, it was not so difficult. So maybe that's why he has written in the pulpit like they were neophytes. Of course, they had just joined the movement. And because Prabhupada wanted to spread the movement, so he gave initiation quickly also. I mean, just regulative principles and 16 rounds. And then, but nowadays, of course, it's more after the down phase, after Prabhupada's disappearance, the down phase came. And then, of course, GBC is more strict for initiation and all. So now might be even we have like in manner also we see that like we in Japa garden there's a Mataji, like she wanted to take initiation from Jayapataka Maharaj, but somehow it didn't happen. 25 years she has been practicing. She's such a pure soul, but still not initiated. But like she's doing the service in Japa Garden, Vijay Mataji. She's amazing devotee. So now I mean, the same purport, it might not fit in today's day with for everybody. But yeah, when Prabhupada had written, because he had written these small books to be circulated, so to spread the mission, so we understand the purpose. So but yeah, I mean, just to give context, yeah. Prabhupada
Yeah,
meant like that.
even if one is not initiated, just chanting is also powerful. The name of Krishna itself is not different from Krishna. So no, one shouldn't be worried too much. If you have agreed in your heart, that is very, very important than anything else. And the things rest will follow automatically. So that's what I understood in my life. Yeah.
Yes, in the same purport, if
And
you
it
Prabhu just
doesn't
scroll.
mean that all initiated devotees are top class, and then they have others who are just chanting and following the principles, but not initiated are not great. It's not like that
Yes,
because
same Prabhu Mataji. Prabhu,
it's
if you scroll, it says like somewhere it says sincerity and no duplicity. Somewhere it says in this one, in the same one, Prabhu. Yeah. So what Mataji is saying, I mean, Prabhupada has said this also, like 64 rounds somewhere, 64 rounds, because he says, mm, uh, I read it sometime back. So
According to Bhakti Siddhanta
Bhakti Siddhanta, 64 rounds. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said 64 rounds, but then he says, according to that standard, we are fallen souls. But with this place,
that's the thing.
So, So according to him, then we are considered fallen. According to his calculation, practically everyone of us is fallen. But because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity, um, we can expect the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous for famous as Patita Pavana, as deliverer of fallen. So he says this also. So what you said, basically, that's the summary of that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
If you're sincere, then things will come. That's what I understand. Like, I have seen many devotees, like, they have not been initiated, but they are very strict in following the things, but they are not initiated. We can't just say that, okay, they are just less graded or anything like that. So they might be really advanced in their inner heart. We don't know. We are just seeing the external things, right? So, then there might be everybody has their own guru to come. It takes time for them to reach to that type of guru. So it's also there, like, so many things are there, like, practically, but
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful reflections. But the first thing is we keep ourselves pure and we follow the regulative principles and our austerities and penances. Okay, that is the first thing to be done. But on one day we get an opportunity to expand further more and more. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you're all happy, we shall move to the next part is the Shri Brahma Samhita. So in the Brahma Samhita, so we have been discussing the last 6 and 7 shlokas that Lord never come in contact with Maya. So this is Evam Jyotihi Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha Sadanandaha Paratparaha Atmaramasi Tasyasti Prakritya Na Samagamaha and Maya Aramamanasya Navyogaha Tayasaha Atmana Ramayaremi Chaktakalam Sisrukshaya. Okay, so this is the beautiful shlokas. Let me just, can I request dear devotees, take a turn. So just to recap to recite these shlokas, 6 and 7, and then later we will move to the 8th shloka. Can I request all devotees to recite these shlokas? You follow line by line behind me, and then you take turns to recite these 2 shlokas. We do only once. एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवः
एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवः
सदानन्दः परात्परः
सदानन्दः परात्परः
आत्मा रामस्य तस्यास्ति
आत्मा रामस्तस्यास्ति
प्रकृत्या न समागमः
प्रकृत्या न समागमः
मायया अरममानस्य
माया
अरममानस्य
न वियोगस्तया सह
न
वियोगस्तया
वियोगतया सह
आत्मना रमया रेमे
आत्मना रमया रमे
त्यक्तकालं शुश्रूषया.
त्यक्तकालं शिक्षया.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Would you like to take a turn and recite this shlokas, please? So, Priya Gopi Mataji, would you like to take a turn first?
Okay, I'm about to leave. Okay, I'll just do this one. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha सदानन्दः परात् परः आत्मा रामस्य तस्यास्ति प्रकृत्या न समागमः. Is that okay, Prabhu? Like, I mean,
Next location.
next one. माया या रामं बाणस्य न वियोगस्तया सह आत्मनां रमया रमे त्यक्तकालं शिश्कस्य. Sorry, yeah, okay.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay,
It's a bit little small, I think. Like, I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, it's for me, and maybe I'm just getting low power or whatever. Yeah. Sorry.
Prabhu, did you say my name?
Yes, Mataji. Would you like
Yeah,
to?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, before I start, maybe I'll just thank Supreme Mataji for coming. I know you are busy. You have your own sangha now at you and Prabhu at Didcot, and so to getting your association is very auspicious for us. And many congratulations one again for your second initiation. So please do make some time to come to a sangha and give association. We will be. And your nectarian, like when you say, when you read or when you chant, it's like do kirtan. It's blissful. So sometimes do come and give this association, Mataji and Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I would say I'm really, really busy. I'm only sleeping for 5 hours a day nowadays. You know, like it has become so intense for me. I'm just going 1.5 hours traveling from house to work, work to house, another 1.5, 3 hours and traveling. You know, it became so tough nowadays. Like my chanting, everything has becoming mobile. Every time I chant, I just complete like that. I read mobile reading, mobile remembering. Everything has become like that. I don't know. There is some phase every devotee will have. I think personally, it's just Krishna is putting me in this situation. How far I can manage or whatever. Like I mean, I'm not thinking why Krishna has put up in this situation, but I'm thinking in a different angle now. Like this is also an opportunity that Krishna is giving to me, like to just think of him in every steps, what I'm doing. Like, it's initially I used to think, oh, why Krishna has put up in this situation, but now it's the opposite. Like I learn different things, like I get different realizations when I'm chanting and then all these things. Even though it's busy, I feel really tight. That's why I couldn't able to come to the sangha as well. I don't know like when I will be free. Even I'm just thinking about the Christmas break. I should fully just focus and yeah. Anyway, it's a wish of Krishna. I can't do anything. Just I was reading in Srimad Bhagavatam that about the Priyavrata in the fifth canto. Like he is a great devotee, but Lord wishes him to rule the kingdom. Like he was just going on many austerities after austerities. But his father, Swayambhuva Manu, he is actually the second son, Priyavrata. He was a great devotee, but his father wants the son to come and rule the kingdom because no one is there after him. So he doesn't want to do that. And after that, Brahma came, and then Narada was instructing. Actually, Narada is his guru, and he was telling, renounce everything, don't enter into the material life, and all these things. And then he also follows the Narada very strictly. But now Brahma is coming to pacify Priyavrata to take the kingdom. So there are three peoples like Brahma, Narada, and Swayambhuva Manu. Three of them were there to convince Priyavrata. Then because that is the will of Krishna as well. The Lord Brahma says to Priyavratas, he was explaining, everyone should obey the order of the desire of Lord. So even though you are going to be dealing with the material aspects, you can't you are going to keep Krishna in the center. That's how I really realized that, oh wow, that's a really interesting thing. Like we always want to tend to avoid those material things, but it is like a side by side, we have to put Krishna in center in all the things. That's a bit tough thing, but you have to do because it's the will of the Lord. Like I was just thinking about that. Like, I mean, it really caught my attention. Like, so one shouldn't be worried about that because we are already in the material platform from the beginning, and we have married and we have to look after the child and everything. That's perfectly fine. But just add Krishna to every aspects of our life. That's what we have to do. And in that way, we are always remembering Krishna. If I see my husband, oh, he's a part and parcel of Krishna. If I see my daughter, he's part and parcel. If I see my neighbor, he's my part and parcel of Krishna. So we should be in that consciousness, like that's what I really realized. But mine is really mobile bhakti now. Like I don't know whether you can call it bhakti or also not, but I'm put up in such situation now. But anyway, thanks to Krishna, whatever he does, there is a plan for everyone. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Nice to hear you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, yeah.
Samhita Mataji.
Back to text recitation. Text 6. Evam Jyotirmayo Devah Sadananda Paratparah Atmaramasya Tasyasti Prakrityana Samagamaha. Text 7. Maya Aramanasya Manasya Na Viyogas Taya Atmana Ramaya Reme Tyakta Kalam Sichikshaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. David Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha Sada Anandah Parat Paraha Atma Ramasya Tasyasti Prakritya Na Samagamaha Maya Yaramam Manasya Na Viyogastaya Saha Atmana Ramaya Reme Tyakta Kalam Sisrakshaya. I think I made a mistake in that Maya. Yeah. Prabhuji, can you please read that word, please, again? Thank you.
Mayaya Aramamanasya.
Mayaya Aram Manasya. Mayaya Ara Mamanasya. Thank you.
Arama Manasya. This is Manasya, and here
Arama Mamanasya.
Arama.
Yes.
Arama Manasya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Next, Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to go next, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. Evam Jyotirmaya Devaha Sad Anandaha Parat Paraha Atma Ramasya Tasyasti Prakritya Na Samagamaha Maya Arama Manasya Naviyogastaya Saha Atmana Ramaya Rene Takyakta Kalam Siksaya.
Thank you, Mataji. Nicely recited. Usha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji.
एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवाः सदानन्दपरात्परः आत्मारामास्य तस्यास्ति प्रकृत्या न समागमः मायया राममानस्य न वियोगस्तया सह आत्मन रामया रेमे त्यक्तो कालं शुश्रूषया। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so that is the last session division. So we shall move to the next shloka, 8th shloka. So here in this shloka, it is a little bit of a big one, how the creation is taking place by the Lord. So here, if we read the translation, anyone would like to read the translation? And then we go to the shloka just to understand the meaning, and then we reset and then come back to again translation.
Prabhuji, may I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, thank you. The secondary process of association with Maya is described. Ramadevi, the spiritual chit potency, beloved consort of the Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of all entities. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation, there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swamsha. This halo is divine Shambhu, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of the Supreme Lord. This halo is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. This masculine symbol is the subjective portion of divinity, who functions as progenitor of the mundane world, subject to the supreme regulatrix Niyati. The conceiving potency in regard to mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited, non-absolute, apara potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of perverted cognition, the reflection of the seed of the procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, thank you. Srila Jiv Goswami ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this is translation. So it is a bit of tricky to understand straight away. We shall go to the shloka now, and then we'll come back. And here, the Supreme Lord, the Brahma, is praying to the Lord about his position. Nitihi sa Rama Devi tat priya tad vasham tadha. The Lord keeps Rama Devi, goddess of fortune, in his control. Tad vasham tadha, all the time. That's why goddess of fortune always at the lotus feet of the Lord. Nitihi sa Rama Devi. Nitihi, he is the regulator. He keeps goddess of fortune in his control. Nitihi sa Rama Devi tat priya tad vasham tada. Straightforward. Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhuhu. And Tallingam, lingam, it is mentioning the masculine symbol or manifested emblem. Bhagavan Shambhuhu. And Bhagavan is possessing all opulences. Shambhu, the Lord Shambhu. Jyotirupaha sada, Jyotirupaha sanatanaha. And Jyotirupaha in the halo, sanatanaha eternal. Yap yonihi sapar. Ya yonihi. So which the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. Sa apara shaktihi. This is apara shaktihi. Apara is the mundane or this is non-absolute. Parashakti means the spiritual potency, and then if material one is the non-absolute. This is aparashakti. Sa aparashakti. Kama bijam mahad darehe. Kama bijam mahad harehe. Kama bijam, the desire, and bijam is the seed. Mahad, the faculty of perverted cognition. Harehe, of the Supreme Lord. So here, all the living entities, they are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so they are all these living entities. They are all, let me just share this one again, the beautiful part of Goloka chart here. So here from the Mahavishnu, all the what are the golden eggs? These are not eggs. They're all actually the spirit souls. Actually, spirit souls. And once these spirit souls, they're part of the Lord. They're all Harehe of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here they're wrapped up by Mahatattva, but they need some kind of transition from the Lord to the mundane world or the Mahatattva. So that is where Shambhu, he acts. Shambhu, he acts. Okay, so here once again, here Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhu Jyotirupaha Sanatanaha. Ya yonihi sa aparasiktihi kamapejam mahad harehe. Mahad harehe. So here Shambhu, he collects all these ones and then make them to enter into the Mahatattva, in the womb. That is Aparasektihi. Okay, so this is in our day-to-day life, how we can understand. So that one in the translation, it is described that the first part is the Rama Devi is a chit potency. She is always under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is fine. It is straightforward statement. And the next part, here it is next 4 lines of this shloka. Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhu Jyotirupaha Sanatanaha. Jyotirupaha Sanatanaha, that we understand. And Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhu, and he is also part and parcel of the, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in the form of Shambhu. Shambhu means for the sake of the universal creation. Krishna is a milk, he is a yogurt for the sake of creation. The Lord expands himself. And here, and what he does, Ya yonihi sa aparasiktihi. So yonihi is, what is the yonihi here? Mentioned the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. This is the Prakriti. Ya yonihi sa aparasiktihi. Aparasiktihi is the non-absolute energy. Okay, or mundane or material energy of the Lord. Kama Bijam Mahad Harehe. Harehe is of the Supreme Lord. Kama Bijam. He injects all the living entities into this material world. Okay, so here, so Shambhu, he collects all these living entities, and then he injects into the Mahatattva. And then gradually, if we observe the man and woman, man is inject the semen into the womb of the mother. So lingam through the masculine symbol, masculine, and then into the feminine. And he carries those things, retaha, pumsam retaha kanashrayaha. So here all these living entities are around that semen. So here Shambhu is, whenever we see Shambhu, the Shivalinga, when we go to the temples, so it is the form of the masculine and the feminine. Masculine and feminine. So that is what here is described here in here, the divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation, there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swamsha. This halo is divine Shambhu, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of the Lord. Okay, so there we understand. And then this halo is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. This masculine symbol is the subjective portion of the divinity who functions as a progenitor of the mundane world, subject to the supreme regulatrix niyati. So under his control, this happens. And then later on, conceiving the potency in regard to the mundane creation, makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited non-absolute or apara potency, the symbol of the mundane feminine productivity. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of the perverted cognition, the reflection of the seed of the procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. If the procreation is the Shambhu collects all these living entities, there is a Mahatattva, so it is Pradhana Prakriti, and then Prakriti is the manifested nature. Pradhana is the non-manifested one. And then later on, when they come in contact here, this Mahatattva, and then gradually in due course of time, this universe get formed. Like the sea, the Kalalamtu in the human form, Kalalamtu Ekaratrena, Pancharatrin, Budbudam, Dasahenatu Kakanduhu, Pesendam, Vatatahaparam. So the first night, whenever the semen is entering the womb of the mother, Ekam to Kalalam to Ekaratrena. First it will mix with the semen, mix with the egg. Kalalam to Ekaratrena, Pancharatrena Budbudam. On the fifth day, it will turn into a small bubble. Dasahena to Karkanduhu. On the 10th day, it will be just growing like a berry. Karkanduhu, berries, that much size. And Pesendamba Tatahaparam. After that, the anda would form. They similarly, here all these the golden eggs, so they will come and then mix with the Mahatattva, and then the anda would come into the existence. This is called the desire of the Lord. So this is desire of the Supreme Lord. Procreate the seed of the procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. So here the Shambhu's position is to carrying all these souls and inject them into the Prakriti or the Mahatattva. So that is where this would happen. And here the glance of the Lord and the Rama Devi, it goes as a Maya. The shadow energy is the Maya. It is the Aparashakti. Shambhu is the again he is the expansion of the Lord for the sake of the creation. This halo is divine Shambhu. So the devotees got understand that part. The devotees, if you have got questions, kindly ask here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very quick question. Sorry. So is Rama Devi considered as the Para Shakti and Maya Apara Shakti?
Yes, correct. Yes. Rama Devi, the spiritual potency, and whereas Maya, Aparashakti.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In this context only, I wanted to ask, actually, this part you explained already on Thursday, but I missed for a few minutes because I was getting Purbasha ready for the Damodar Ashtakam. Mahamaya, you were explaining on the Srimad Bhagavatam about Mahamaya. Sorry if you can repeat that, Prabhu, please. I mean, I heard a bit and then I lost the link.
Yes, Mataji. So that one, it comes from the Narada Pancharatra. So there, Gokuleshwari, Prema Swarupa, that is Radharani. It comes from 22 chapter, 21, 22. And then the fourth shloka here. There.
Is it when they worship Katyayani Devi
Yes.
to get Krishna as the husband? That part, right?
Yes, Mataji. Krishna
Yes.
says
After that, you were saying something about Mahamaya. So I mean,
yes.
that part I missed.
Yeah, Mahamaya Akileshwari. Asya Avarikastiktihi Mahamaya Akileshwari. Yaya Mugdham Jagat Sarvam Sarve Dehabhimaninaha. And she make everyone to feel that they are the body, not the soul. That is Mahamaya. She is called Avarika Shakti. Who's Avarika Shakti? Here Gokuleshwari is the Radharani. And Radharani's Avarika Shakti is Mahamaya, Akhileshwari.
So is it, sorry to interrupt, Prabhu, is it same as the Aparasakti then? Like,
So when we are going in a sunlight, we are the actual person, but the sun is falling on us, the light is falling on us. Behind us, there is a shadow. The shadow is not different, but it is different from me. So here, if you read Mataji, so this particular part.
okay, that supreme potency of the Lord is known as Gokuleshwari, the goddess of Gokula. Her nature is to be completely absorbed in the love of God, and through her, one can easily obtain the primeval God, the Lord of all that be.
That is Gokuleshwari. Now,
Gokuleshwari, yeah.
Second part is, you can read that one, Mataji, no?
Yes. This internal potency of the Lord has a covering potency known as Mahamaya, who rules the material world. In fact, she builds entire. So this is so. What I'm trying to understand, Prabhu. So when you show, like today, when you're showing the Golok chart, the shadow, of Maya Devi. So is it same as this one?
Shadow.
Yeah. So is it same as the bewildering? That part I read, the internal,
Yes.
which bewilder. Yeah, is it same? Maya
Yes.
and Mahamaya same?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And this is same as Avarika Shakti. Is it? I mean,
Yes.
just trying to understand, Professor. Avarika Shakti, Mahamaya, and Maya are same.
Yes.
And so
This is
Yogmaya is like the Rama. Is it Rama Devi who connects us to Krishna? Is it?
correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. I mean, trying to connect the dots and assimilate the knowledge.
This shloka is about Rama Devi or
Mm-hmm.
Gokuleshwari
Yeah,
Radharani.
Gokulesh. Yeah. Now, yeah, like now with different books we read, then we can connect and understand properly. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is Maya is the shadow of Rama Devi, shadow energy, or Gokula, shadow energy of Radharani. Okay, so coming back to this one, Brahma Samhita. So this is Maya is the limited or non-absolute apara potency. Just when we stand in the sunlight, the shadow is going behind us. Shadow is not us, but it is our reflection. Okay, so but we are all living spiritual entities, spiritual living entities. We are covered by, at the moment, this covering. What are the covering? It is the subtle body and gross body. Because we are living in it, we are moving. This lump of matter is also moving. But we look at the lump of matter and think that, oh, lump of matter is moving. But actually, it is not the lump of matter. It is the living entities are moving and doing all these things. Lump of matter is just a covering. It is a shadow. That's why Maya. Okay. And then this Maya, what makes us? So here, uh, Yaya Mugdham Jagat Sarvam Sarve Dehabhimaninaha. She makes that everyone that you are not the soul, you are the body itself. You are not the person, you are the dress. Likewise, Dehabhimaninaha. Yaya, this is Yaya Mugdham Jagat Sarvam. She makes bewildered like that. In a home, like when we see a child who does not want to wear any dress, but mother brings a nice dress from a shop and then makes she looks very she is very happy when the child is wearing very beautiful dress. Ah, this is my son, and mother makes so she is giving some kind of identity. If it is this one, you are my son, and she is very happy. the feelings before that one, it was not that much happy moments. But Mother actually here, with the internal potency of the Lord, she is always recognize the child, either with the dress or without the dress. And where the Maya is giving very beautiful dress and makes that this is my child and looks very happy. This is Yaya Mugdham, Yaya Mugdham, Jagat Sarvam, Sarve Deha Bhimayinah. Yes, so yes, David Mataji, Rama Devi is considered as Yoga Maya. Correct. Radharani. So there are Radharani's expansions. Uh, and when Radharani is in the Gokula, and Rukmini Devi, all the 8 wives. So Krishna has got, these are different kinds of expansions of Radharani. One is goddess of fortunes in the Vaikuntha planets, and gopis in the Vrindavana, and queens in the Dwaraka. Uh, three set of expansions of Radharani. Okay, so gopis are the topmost, and then later on Dwaraka women, and then Vaikuntha goddesses of fortune. So likewise, we could see from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's explanations. Okay, so this is about all this here. This prayer here, yes, Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhu, in the Srimad Bhagavatam one, so it says, this first line, Lord's inferior potency. So Durga Devi, who was like born as Krishna's sister, right, from with Vasudeva and Devaki. So she is, this inferior potency is Mahamaya, Maya, and all that. So Durga Devi represents that, like, because it's considered that we are in the Durga and she keeps us in this, like trapped in the material world, right? Is it like that, or is it some? She's dedicated to his loving service.
Yeah, you can read Mataji that paragraph.
Oh, the Lord's inferior potency. Sorry, Prabhu, to interrupt. I was trying to understand in my head. Sometimes there's as many terms come, it gets sometimes confused. So, the Lord's inferior potency, as known as Durga, is dedicated to his loving service. Being the Lord's potency, this inferior energy is non-different from him. Yeah. There is another superior potency whose form is the same spiritual level as that of God himself. Simply by scientifically understanding this supreme potency, one can immediately achieve the supreme soul of all souls, who is the Lord of all lords. There is no other process to achieve him. That supreme potency of the Lord is known as Gokuleshwari, the goddess of Gokul. Her nature is to be completely absorbed in the love of Lord, and through her, one can easily obtain the primeval God, the Lord of all that be. This internal potency of the Lord has been a covering. What does it say? This internal potency of the Lord has a covering potency known as Mahamaya, who rules the material world, and in fact, she bewilders the entire universe, and thus everyone within the universe falsely identifies himself with the material body. Yeah, so it's referring to this Mahamaya as is it Durga? It's referred to, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Durga Devi, yeah.
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 Okay. Can someone also read this second paragraph? Gauriki Mataji, would you like to read next paragraph, Mataji? Okay, Usha Mataji. Jai Mataji, wanted to read?
Oh, yes, I don't mind. Thank you so much. From the above, we can understand that the internal and external, or superior and inferior potencies of the Supreme Lord are personified as Yogamaya and Mahamaya, respectively. The name Durga is sometimes used to refer to the internal superior potency as stated in the Pancharatra. In all mantras used to worship Krishna, the presiding deity is known as Durga. Thus, in the transcendental sound vibrations, glorifying and worshipping the absolute truth, Krishna, the presiding deity of the particular mantra or hymn, is called Durga. The name Durga therefore refers also to that personality who functions as the internal potency of the Lord and who is thus on the platform of Shuddha Sattva, pure transcendental existence. This internal potency is understood to be Krishna's sister, known also as Ekanamsha or Subhadra. This is the Durga who was worshipped by the gopis in Vrindavan. Several acharyas have pointed out that ordinary people are sometimes bewildered and think that the names Mahamaya and Durga refer exclusively to the external potency of the Lord. Hare Krishna, is that it?
You can read, I think, okay, you can read the rest of it as well, Mataji.
Even if we accept hypothetically that the gopis were worshipping the external Maya, there is no fault on their part, since in their pastimes of loving Krishna, they were acting as ordinary members of society. Srila Prabhupada comments in this regard. The Vaishnavas generally do not worship any demigods. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has strictly forbidden all worship of the demigods for anyone who wants to advance in pure devotional service. Yet the gopis, who are beyond compare in their affection for Krishna, were seen to worship Durga. The worshippers of demigods also sometimes mention that the gopis worshipped goddess Durga, but we must understand the purpose of the gopis. Generally, people worship the goddess Durga for some material benediction. Here the gopis prayed to the goddess to become wives of Lord Krishna. The purport is that if Krishna is the center of activity, a devotee can adopt any means to achieve that goal. The gopis could adopt any means to satisfy or serve Krishna. That was the super excellent characteristic of the gopis. They worshipped goddess Durga completely for 1 month in order to have Krishna as their husband. Every day they prayed for Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, to become their husband. The conclusion is that a sincere devotee of Krishna will never imagine any material quality to exist in the transcendental gopis, who are the most exalted devotees of the Lord. The only motivation in all their activities was simply to love and satisfy Krishna. And if we foolishly consider their activities to be mundane in any way, it will be impossible for us to understand Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So, have you ever heard about camouflage, something which mixes with the transparent, which you can see through, but still that object exists? Have you heard about anything about?
Camouflage, yes.
Yeah.
They sort of take the color of something so we can't see it clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, like a chameleon or somebody in the leaves in a tree, and we can't see because the color is similar to the leaves. Something like that.
Exactly. Thank you, Mataji. So here, a pure this is spirit soul. Actually, it is a living entity. We have this is called Von Swarupa. Swarupa. Swarupena mayopetam pasyan swaraj mrutyati. That is the real form. Whenever it come in contact with this material nature, then it takes the form because of its taste and desire. And then wearing some kind of desires and then accepting one particular material body and it moves, then we think that this is the person, because then we can see with the materialistic eyes, because we don't have transcendental vision to see the spirit soul, because it is mixes in. This is kind of camouflage. Unless we see the person is moving, unless we paint it with something with that living entity, we cannot see with our materialistic eyes. But if we see with the spiritual vision, if we got spiritual eyes, then we can see it. Okay, likewise, this entire universe is so many, all the spirit souls, individual souls, filled with all the souls. Some are having material bodies, some are having subtle bodies, some are in the original spiritual bodies. And who are in the spiritual bodies, they don't come frequently to this material world. They will always be existing in the Tripadasya Amritam Devi, in the spiritual world, the 3/4 of the creation. Okay, so here, uh, and the spiritual living entities, they're always in the um, वसन्त्यत्र पुरुषः सर्वे वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः ये अनिमित्तनिमित्तेन धर्मेण आराधयन् हरिम्. When we have got some kind of, again, there are different kinds of glasses we wear. If we wear one particular glass, I can see one particular vision, some of the objects. If I take it out, I would see something normal. I think nowadays some gaming glasses also coming. And in order to see that spirit souls, we need to have a spiritual vision. Okay, but now we are covered by the material bodies and all those desires, so that we can't perceive them easily. We can perceive through the symptoms, activities. Okay, so this is just thought.
Prabhu, like still, I mean, that part where, I mean, it's a bit bewildering. I mean, trying to understand, but still not understand. Where earlier we learned, like through other classes or something, that Durga Devi is keeps us in the fort, like Durga in the consumed in materialism and all. And here it's saying the gopis worship goddess Durga. Can you please scroll up a bit, Prabhu? That paragraph which Mataji started, the first paragraph where sometimes superior potency. So third line it says the name Durga sometimes used to refer as internal superior potency in Pancharatra. The name Durga refers to the functions as internal potency of the Lord, and who is thus on the Shuddha Tattva as pure transcendental existence. Prabhu, this is like, and then internal potency is understood to be Subhadra. So maybe
Yeah.
in my small head, I'm not able to understand. Prabhu. I'm not able to form the question to ask.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like she's keeping us as Mahamaya, and sometimes it's a Shuddha Tattva, so it's conflicting, Prabhu.
Okay,
So.
so like for example, how we can understand? If we got Sanchita Mataji at home, Mataji is in the night dress. If Mataji is going to temple, she is in the other dress. If Mataji goes to the office in a formal dress, but it is only one Mataji. And Radharani, when she is in the Goloka, she is Gokuleshwari and Prema Swarupa. When she comes to this material world, when she does not have to come personally, she can expand. And that expansion comes to this material world, that is Durga. And Durga is not different from Radharani also. And when the same Radharani expansion goes to the Vaikuntha, Mahalakshmi. So it is different and non-different.
Yes, Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, something like that. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Based on the context, so here it describes. So sometimes Durga Devi is, some people they worship Durgas. So in that context, they may approach in this way, superior potency of the Lord. Okay, but actually we worship the internal potency. Radharani is the original Gokuleshwari. But here Durga, it gives it according to the circumstances, but we do not want to take a chance. We want it to be very clear. Radha, it is already clear. Krishna and Radha. They're straightforward. There are no coverings. So we accept that one. But anything further, it needs some kind of knowledge to understand and the circumstances. If we do not understand correctly, then we may be bewildered sometimes. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here that particular shloka is being explained. Okay, so there is a little bit of purport. Can I request Mridasachi Mataji to read this purport if Mataji is
Hare
available?
Krishna Prabhuji. Just a minute, Prabhuji. Oh. Sankarsana, possessed of creative desire, is the subjective portion of Krishna, taking the initiative in bringing about the birth of the mundane world. Lying in the casual water as the primal Purusa avatar, he casts his glance towards Maya, the limited potency. Such glance is the efficient cause of the mundane creation. Sambhu, the symbol of masculine mundana procreation, is the dim halo of this reflected effulgences. It is the symbol which applied to the orange of generation sorry organ of a generation of Maya, the shadow of Rama or the divine potency, the first phase of the appearance of the mundane desire created by Mahavishnu, is called the seminal principle of Mahat, or the perverted cognitive faculty. It is this which is identical with the mental principle reap for the procreative activity. The conception underlying it is that it is the will of the Purusha who creates by using the efficient and material principles. Efficiency is Maya, or the productive feminine organ. The material principle is Sambhu, or the procreative masculine organ. Mahavishnu is Purusha, or the dominating, the divine person wielding the will. Pradhana, or the substantive principle, is the shape of mundane entities, is the material principle. Natural embodying the accommodating principle. Adhara is Maya. The principle of embodied will bring about the intercourse of the two, is the dominating divine person Purusha. Subjective portion of Krishna, the manifester of the mundane world. All of these three are creature. The seed of amorous creative desire in Goloka is the embodiment of pure cognition. The seed of sex desire to be found in this mundane world is that of a Kali, Itishi, who are the shadow of the divine potency. The former, although it is the prototype of the latter, is located very far from it. The seed of the mundane sex desire is the perverted reflection in this mundane world of the seed of original creative desire. The process of the appearance of Sambhu is recorded in the 10th and 15th slokas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is again technical details of this creation. This describes about the creation of this universe. So here, Sankarshana, possessed of creative desire, is the subjective portion of Krishna taking the initiative in bringing about the birth of the mundane world. So here, what is the Sankarshana? Again, going back to our Goloka, this chart, Goloka chart, and the right bottom we see here. So Krishna here he has got, and he first expansion is the Lord Balaram. And then Balaram expands into Chaturvya, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from the Sankarsana here, he expands as the Vaibhava Vilas, as the Narayana. And Narayana expands further, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And from this second Sankarshana, he comes, it is Swamsha, he expands as the Mahavishnu, Karnadaka Sai Vishnu. This is the Purusha incarnation, Purusha Avatara. Okay, so this is what it is describing here. Purusha incarnations for the sake of the manifestation of these universes. So this is taking the initiative in bringing about the birth of the mundane world. Lying in the causal water as the primal Purusha Avatara, he casts his glance towards the Maya, the limited potency. So that is what he is glancing here. Coming here a little bit shared. Again, glancing. And then such glance is the efficient cause of the mundane creation. And Shambhu, the symbol of masculine mundane procreation, is the dim halo of this reflected effulgence. This is very tricky, dim halo, and these are very tricky words for us. So what we can understand is the Lord Shiva or the Shambhu, he is expansion of the Lord for the procreation, as simple as that. Okay, and it is a symbol which is applied to the organ of the generation of the Maya, the shadow of Rama or the divine potency. Okay, so this is it is the organ of generation of mind. And the first phase of the appearance of the mundane desire is created by Mahavishnu is called the seminal principle of Mahat or the perverted cognitive faculty. Okay, so that desire comes from the Mahavishnu, that universe needs to be created. Okay, and then this is similar principle of Mahat or perverted cognitive faculty. And it is this which is identical with the mental principle ripe for procreative activity. Okay, so just in order to understand, a bit tricky words, but here, when a man wanted to beget a child, first of all, he will beget a child in a different conditions. Whenever he is completely peaceful, or whenever he is passionate, or whenever he is in the mode of ignorance, in different states. So Mahavishnu is the Santakaram. He is always peaceful. In order to get the heart, whenever the man is ready to inject the semen into the womb of the wife, at the time it creates from the heart. The seed, it starts from there. The creation goes from the heart. And then it will slowly, it will go, that desire, that principle, the seminal principle Mahatattva, and it goes and then uses the organs of the masculine and then generate that one. What is that ratus or semina, and then it will enter into the womb of the mother. Okay, so here it starts from the Mahavishnu is called seminal principle of Mahat or perverted cognitive faculty. It is which is identical with the mental principle ripe for procreative activity. His heart is completely now in a ripe state for the procreation. Now, the conception underlying it is that it is the will of the Purusha who creates by using the efficient and material principles. Efficient and material principles. So efficiency is Maya or the productive feminine organ. The material principle is the Shambhu or the procreator masculine organ. Okay, so this I think everyone can understand what it means. And Mahavishnu is Purusha or the dominating divine person wielding the will. Okay, the Lord wills. And then Pradhana or substantive principle. Pradhana is the unmanifested state, and then Prakriti is the manifested state. And again, what we can understand in our day-to-day life, a girl before the puberty, after the puberty, later on, she is ready to accept the semen of the Purusha. Okay, so different states. Pradhana or the subjective principle in the shape of mundane entities is the material principle. So nature embodying the accommodating principle, Adhara, is Maya. Because when the womb is ready, is prepared to accept the semina and to beget it, to give a birth to the child, preparing, that is the Adhara, accommodating principle. Okay, the principle of embodied will, bringing about the intercourse of the two, is the dominating divine person, Purusha. Okay, subjective portion of Krishna, the manifestor of the mundane world. And then further, all of these three are the creators. The seed of the amorous creative desire in Goloka is the embodiment of pure cognition. And then the seed of sex desire to be found in this mundane world is that of the Kali, is that of Kali, Kalika Devi. And who are the shadows of the divine potency. The Durga is another name is also called Kali. Okay, so she is the shadow of the divine potency. The former, although it is the prototype of the latter, is located very far from it. Okay, and then that means Radharani is always in the Goloka and Durga Devi is the uh, it is Devi Dhama. So in this picture, if we look at here, Devi Dhama is the Golokadamini Jidamini Talej Tasya Devi Mahesh Haridamanu Teshu. First is the Devi Dama here in the bottom, and then on top of it the Mahesh Dama, and then further is Haridama, and then on top Haridama is also Vaikuntha, and the top is the Goloka Vrindavan. So here you would see these names have been given, and the universe is also mentioned like that, the planets. Okay, this is Radharani is very far from, and here in the Durga Devi or Devi Dhama, it is bottom. The seed of the mundane sex desire is the perverted reflection in this mundane world of the seed of original creative desire. The process of appearance of Shambhu recorded recorded in the 10th and 15th shlokas. Okay, so this one comes further. So this is Sektiman Purushaha Soyam Linga Rupi Maheshwaraha. Tasminna Virbhurlinge Mahavishnu Jagatpatihi. That one is described in the next shloka. How further creation is taking place. Okay, so we will go that one into the later days. Okay, so for the moment, we stop there. And dear devotees, if you have got any questions here, kindly ask, or if you wanted to share anything, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Generally, if it is a naturally materialistic people, if we say, okay, this is what is happening in this material world, they will simply understand. This is man and woman. Aparasparatam bhotam kim manjit kama haitukam asatyam apritasam te jagadahuranishwaram Aparasparatam bhotam kim manyat kama haitukam. This man and woman come together and there is no basis for this, and then they will have sex, and this is how the creation takes place. They simply accept and high and they enjoy. They forget about the real concept, why it has existed. There is no atato brahm jignasa. But here, the same thing, it is going on with the philosophical and behind that in a very subtle way, in the spiritual level, how it is happening from the very beginning of the creation. Here it has got a true reflection, but whereas the materialistic people have got a shadow reflection. They cannot understand the origin of it. Okay, it's a very technical details. Any other questions, Mataji? Samhita Mataji, you want to add anything, Mataji? Or you want to share anything, Mataji?
No, Prabhu, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, this part we can um, do as an analogy and understand. So understanding this part was not difficult. It's only when we try. It's like bewildering, but of course, it's as you mentioned, unconceivable to understand. But it's the same Lord, and it's like for the different purpose. One is inferior potency, one is internal potency. External potency is all Lord has given them different duties, and Durga Devi and Lord Shankara, they have been given this responsibility to expand the progeny, and we know how it came to them, and so and how it has been, and it's been described. So yeah, this part we able to understand. It's only like Radharani, Gokuleshwari, Maya Devi, Rama Devi, those bits like trying to fit like from Srimad Bhagavatam or Brahma Samhita every. But when we connect and understand that the knowledge and assimilate that, then we are at more peace, and yeah, then rest we can understand. So yeah. Prabhu. Yeah, so Prabhupada, I mean, giving that analogy, like he has been describing so much of these um, verses through the philosophy he's giving through his purpose. He's explaining all this to us, and we see how Lord has expanded. And now Prabhupada, he's also an avatar. He's come to us, and then all his disciples, they want him at the same time. So that's why you have highlighted the very nice part that, so shall I expand? Yeah. So if only Prabhupada could do. I mean, of course, he's there in every temple, as you mentioned very nicely, that all the temples have altar as well as, I mean, he's facing as a Vapu and seeing the altars, always in that mood of sadhana. So when we try to contemplate that, the entire difficult Gudha Tattva, because the shlokas and the translation and the difficult words in the meaning um, needs a lot of attention to understand. And that's why we know, when Prabhupada said that, I want it to be, my books to be circulated in um, universities, libraries, so that intellectuals and learned people come and try to understand that. Because um, of course Krishna, I mean, as we know, worshipping Radha Krishna, and in Vrindavan, Vraj, we see that to them this love comes automatically, and their surrendered soul. But all around the world, I mean, of course, they must have been Parshad sometime in many lives ago, and they still got that opportunity to be born in Braj. But for all of us, only chanting, eating prasadam, book distribution. Of course, these are very important. I don't say, but understanding the literature is more important, so that we can. And you have been making like, so then we feel so much how we fortunate we are of all these different souls in UK also, that you're spending so much time reading yourself and then giving us this knowledge to us. We have so many questions, asking again and again, maybe some questions, some silly questions, and with your patience, like, so from 5:30 you started, and you're explaining and giving us time to understand the literature, so that we learn to appreciate Lord, and then uh, spread his mission, be a soldier in Prabhupada's mission. So for them to understand, because once if our questions are not clarified, we cannot clarify other people's questions. So, and we are fortunate to have you, Prabhu, so as we always say, so to understand this with your help, like reading, sometimes when we read these books on our own, these purports on our own, sometimes I stop because it's bewildering, the questions come. But when we read and with the guru, Siksha Guru, then things unfold and we are able to understand that. So yeah. So yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. It's all Prabhupada's grace and his disciples. And This is a devotee Sangha and all goes to Sangha and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Any other questions? Okay, so there are no further questions. So we shall end the session for today and then we shall continue in the next session. It is very beautiful shlokas. This is Brahma Samhita. It is going a bit tricky, but it will go for next few shlokas. So where he creates Mahavishnu creates Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and then those three prototypes they will inject their potencies into each and every universe, and then the Lord expands into one of our universe as an example, as Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. From him Chaturmukha Brahma comes, and again he starts within this universe and then he starts offering the prayers, this Chintamani Prakara Sadmashukalpa Ruksha from there, and then he glorifies, and then at the end he glorifies the word of the Lord. And finally, the Lord he speaks 5 shlokas to Lord Brahma, and the last shloka is the सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य माम् एकं भज विश्वसन् यादृशी सदा तदा सदृशी kurva nirantaram karma lokoyam anuvartate. So that one he mentions to Brahma. Kurva nirantaram karma lokoyam anuvartate tenaiva karmana jhayan. So this is instructions to, like Krishna gave an instruction to Arjuna. Similarly, Lord is giving instruction to Brahma also. He said that धर्मानन्यान् परित्यज्य माम् एकं भज विश्वसन् यादृशी श्रद्धा सिद्धिर्भवति तादृशी कुर्वन् निरन्तरं कर्म लोकोऽयम् अनुवर्तते तेनैव कर्मणा ध्यायन् मां param bhaktim ichchati. So this is same instruction to Arjuna also. This is the beauty of the Lord always says that only remember me, only worship me, nothing else. You keep me as center. Okay, that is it. Okay, we shall with that one, keeping the Lord in our heart, we shall conclude our session and continue with further japa.
Let's all say 3 loud Hari Bols to Prabhu.
Hari
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees. Hari Bol to all the dear devotees. God bless you, Srila Prabhupada. Okay, with that one. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
नमो
नमः
अनंतकोटि
अनन्तकोटिवैष्णवेभ्यो
Srila Prabhupada
Prabhupada
ki
ki
जय
jai.
Hare Krishna conscious everyone.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Happy Ekadashi.
Happy Bhishma Panchaka as well.
Yeah, we feel blessed that today on this important Ekadashi, Devotani Ekadashi is quite important, and we could read such important verse from Brahma Samhita. So thank you once again.
Thank you, so Mataji, for you said on behalf of everybody, and Prabhu is so nice and kind to explain the scripture very nicely. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I did have a question. Maybe next week I'll ask. I was a bit shy because it's so silly, stupid question maybe. So I will ask next
Yes,
week.
Mataji. Yeah,
No,
please.
it's just the Golak chart you showed, and
Yeah.
then there are all those bubbles, and you said they are the souls. My understanding was that they were universes, and just one universe is where this picture is. But I thought those bubbles were like universes.
Yes, see. Yeah, universe means they are covered. In fact, the matter is just a covering, but actually, if I call Jaivaj Mataji is a soul, that is what I see, but lump of matter covering that in a womanly body or other dresses, so many other coverings. they will go away. But actually, it is spirit soul. Devad Mataji is spirit soul. That is what we see. Universe means this is souls, entire souls. Vishwam Vishnu means who is all pervading, who is full of. There is not some nothing is separate from him. Here, main important is spirit. These are the all the souls, golden souls. Here, दैवाच्युत धर्मिण्यम स्वस्त्यम योनः परमान् आदत्य वीर्यम साथ होता है महत्तत्वम हिरण्मयम महत्तत्वम हिरण्मयम this hiranmayam this is golden egg cells and the Lord injects these golden egg cells. These are universes, but there are completely pure spirit. They are the universe, but complete pure spirit. All the souls collection of all souls, and different one set of souls are small, another set of spirit souls are bit bigger, because when we are just uh, planting some fruits or trees, there will come some kind of bunch of fruits in a ripened state. Some are still yet to be ripened, and some are is fully ripened. Likewise, here collection of the souls, they will be wrapped up in particular state. They need to be injected into Mahatattva. Then this universe will be manifested. When you see the chicken in the womb of chicken, you will see so many of chicken eggs. So they are yellow with, but some are in the mature one is the white one with a shell. Otherwise, they are tiny yellow yolk kind of things like that. So they are actually the souls coming here. When come in contact with the Mahatattva, the matter, then it will turn into the shell. The 7 layers of the shell would form, and souls will be within this shell. This is called Brahma and the big egg, universal egg. Before that, it is all the collection of souls.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It's a very good question, technical question, interesting. I had got this kind of questions, but here Adatki Virim Sasuta Mahatattvam Hiranmayam. Hiranmayam is the golden form. Mahatattvam, when they injected, Lord injected this semen into the Mahatattva. What is semen? Semen is the collection of the souls. Pumsamreta. This is again Karmana Devanetrena. Karmana Devanetrena. Jantuhu Deha Upapattaye. स्त्रियः प्रविष्टवधनं पुंसहरेतः कणाश्रयः पुंसहरेतः कणाश्रयः. This is the Retas, all the living entities. They take the shelter of the Retas of the Supreme Lord, or collection of the souls. They will come in contact with Mahatattva. They form as a gigantic egg cell. That is Brahmanda, one universe. But we can also discuss in the next session, Mataji, if you desire so.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So sorry for your time. Grateful.
No worries, Mataji. It is always happy to answer the questions. Thank you so much. Asking questions is very important thing. Otherwise, they will stay dormant. Okay, we shall start with our japa. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री